Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula 1 podcast, straight to the apex. The guys are here, they're talking the race that's gone. The season is well and truly underway at this point. All the drama, the news, the race to come, the predictions for those races, it is absolutely jam-packed. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Share that podcast around, people. You like the Formula 1. Your friends like the Formula 1. Their families like the Formula 1. And you are going to be the hero they need. Because you're going to say, hey, let me put you onto a podcast. It's great. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast. Straight to the apex.
Good evening. This is episode 5. No, series 5, episode 3 of Straight to the Apex podcast. You'll notice someone's missing from the lineup, so it's just me. I'm co-host tonight with Mr. Tony Rawson.
Hello. How are we doing?
Good. You?
Yes, not so bad. Very, very busy. But yes, not so bad. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Again, very, very busy. But it's good to have F1 back. Shame James can't join us tonight for family issues. Hope he's all good. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
We're thinking of you. We're
thinking of you, James and Charlie and John. Obviously, John. Don't forget John.
Yes.
So Formula 1 is back. We had a race in Australia. We'll do it a bit loosey-goosey tonight. We'll just go where the wind takes us. So, new F1 regulations. What did you think?
I mean, it was exciting to start off with. But then it kind of went a bit boring. It really feels like it is Formula E on steroids. On the straights, they go very quick. In the corners, not so. But it still feels quick. It doesn't feel like slow like some people are reporting.
No, it
It
didn't look
really
slow.
is, though, now a game of, and I felt like the commentators were saying this a lot. We can't see who's charging and how much battery they've got left. But it's basically who's got charge at certain points now, which makes it a bit shit because it's not. It takes some of the skill and the actual pure motor racing out of it.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of comments that Australia is a bit of a street circuit, so is the battery deployment issues just a street circuit thing? So you're talking there, Monaco, Singapore. I'm like you. It was good. It was entertaining. We actually had some overtakes. We actually had a bit of battles. It was on the edge. It's going to take a bit of getting used to this new formula, but I don't like the fact that at the end of the straights, they're clipping the power, then they're on a boost button.
Yeah.
It's all a bit, not fake, because DRS was fake, but it's all a bit strategic, like you said.
Yeah.
It's all a bit, you've got to, manage your battery and this and that. I mean, like I say, we'll flip between quali and the race, but the fact that George Russell and Kimi Antonelli turned up to the grid with no battery pack, they couldn't charge it for a warm-up lap, was a bit pants.
Weird.
Weird. Amateur hour, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was just a bit odd. Just a bit odd.
The leaving on of some of the equipment as well, that was a bit amateurish.
Yeah, leaving the blowers on.
But there was saying this, right? Last year there was 45 overtakes. This year there was 120.
And Australia is not deemed to be an exciting race, is it? So to be fair, Yeah, if this is a new formula, maybe we have to get used to it.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Leclerc's comments of it's like a mushroom in Mario Kart as well kind
well,
of agrees with
yes.
the point
I,
we're talking about.
I mean, let's just quickly describe the start of the Ferraris. They was absolutely off the blocks like nobody's
Very
business.
quick. Very quick.
Leclerc, it was almost scary how much he had to swerve and
Mm.
weave around people.
I think what made it more spectacular was how bad the start was from the Mercedes. They did, or was it because the Ferraris was just so quick off the line? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a bit of both. Maybe a bit of both.
Mm.
I think, like you say, the fact that Hamilton went from what seventh to he
Mm.
could have got the lead if he hadn't been blocked, type thing.
And
Uh,
it's encouraging that he finished fourth. They're up there. The Ferraris are up there. You know, it's not the huge disappointment that we've had in previous years, previous season, sorry. So, is there something there for the Ferraris? They've got a few special things on the car.
let's be honest, they still fucked up the pit stops.
Exactly, and I said, I'm sure I said this in the last episode. Like, it doesn't matter if they've got the quickest car, the team around them is still a bit dodgy, and it's
Mm.
always been dodgy.
It
So,
it has really. So let's cover. Like, have you got anything from practice, kind of
no,
that you watched or saw, or no?
no,
Uh,
it's Australia. So it all happens at like ridiculous time of the morning, doesn't it?
it does. So quali Q1 exit Max Verstappen.
Very, very rare for him to do that. Crash all over the highlight reels, all over social media. It's the first race. It can happen on a new. It's going to happen. It's probably the most. It's probably going to. What am I trying to say here? It was probably going to happen at this race, isn't it? With new regulations, new car, first quali, first race. If it was ever going to happen, it was going to happen this race, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And like you say, Max doesn't normally make them kind of errors, and it was a car error. You know, the wheels
Car
were
error,
sent him
yeah.
off, but it kind of took away from where Red Bull was. I
Mm.
still don't know performance wise. I mean, he cut through the field easy, but he even said after the race type thing, "Well, yeah, I'm faster than them." So would he have been at the front if quali hadn't have happened? I don't know. Um, but that helped Antonelli actually get into quali because obviously of his crash. Um,
Yeah,
it-
and how they fix that car in time, I'm not
yeah,
entirely sure.
I don't know. Just looking through my notes for quali. Cadillac were okay, but again, I mean, we'll touch on James has sent us a load of notes.
Mm.
That's probably more to do with a race. So only really Verstappen was a big surprise getting knocked out in Q1. Sainz was down there, the usual suspects, including what we said about the Aston Martins. Uh, Anything else you can think of from quali like Q2 and Q3?
Think it's just I think the Mercedes and how quick they were, what was it, point 7, point 8 from the rest of the group, that is massively telling. Massively telling. Um,
They've been hiding that well. We knew they were faster, not that fast.
and you can't hide it in a quali on the first race, can you? That is all out pace, and they're miles ahead. That quali is supposed to be everybody is the same, very, 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 very close. It's down to drivers and driver errors and absolute minuscule margins. They are miles ahead of the rest.
Yeah, I mean the fact that Antonelli had a car that was absolutely battered, they put a bit of tape on it, they fixed it, got it in quali, and he went second by over half a second. is almost embarrassing, isn't it? Really.
They've got something special there. It might be too special.
Well, it's so special that McLaren are moaning and saying that the data they're getting from their Mercedes engine is not the same that the Mercedes engine is getting from its engine. So they think there's some kind of software advantage that Mercedes have got being the works team and not a customer. Obviously, McLaren weren't really special. We talked about it on the previous podcast that we haven't really seen anything from them. They didn't look special. They've not lit the time screens up, and Quali kind of proved that they're in the pack, aren't they? They are in a pack, really.
Yeah, yeah. They gave everything last year. I feel that it's hard to rate them because certain driver wasn't there. Sorry, on the starting grid.
Mm. But Hadjar was fared.
But Hadjar pulled up after 10 laps. Did he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, in the
Something
race, he
like
did,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
And the smoke that was coming out the back of that car was very concerning. So
Yeah.
I don't know. For every other team, for that pack, there's pros and cons. Yeah,
Mm.
they did this well, but then they didn't do something else very well. Mercedes are out there, head and shoulders above the rest.
They are. They are. This is kind of dominant of the first era, or the engine and regulations change, where
Yeah.
Mercedes just come out the block and they just made the rest of the field look silly, really.
Mm.
Yeah, I've not got anything else from Quali really. Russell, Antonelli, Hadjar, Leclerc, Piastri, Norris, Hamilton, Lawson, Lindblad, and Bortoletto was your top 10.
Lindblad up there for his first GP,
Positive, very positive.
and the Racing Bulls are decent. So
Yeah.
well, we'll see. Quali's one thing, the race is another. We've seen that time and time, season after season, haven't we? So
Yeah, yeah, and like you say, with it being Australia and a bit of a circuit, a street circuit, maybe this is not the kind of the norm, and we'll see it more on an actual track in China.
mhm, mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but well, getting to the race, I mean, I could see James's little eyes light up when what happened before the race with Mr. Oscar Piastri, the homeboy.
Devastating for that home crowd. I mean, I'm trying to, I empathize with them, and I think, you know what? What if Lewis Hamilton did that at Silverstone? Jesus Christ.
Mm, yeah,
Um, car trouble. It's not like him. He must be gutted. Yeah. I
yeah.
haven't heard much about him. I haven't seen much about him pre-season, and then he goes and does this.
Yeah, he was adamant
Um,
it was a power spike. It wasn't him, but I think when Anthony Davidson looked at it, he got a bit greedy and the tyres were cold. And they say that,
he got on that curb. He
yeah,
really did get on that curb, didn't he? And I don't, yeah.
he did. So, yeah, before the race, Piastri crashed out.
hmm
Um, wasn't good, really, for
hmm
him and the Oscar Piastri stand, which
Embarrassing a little bit.
embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, James has sent a few notes, hasn't he? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri has ballsed up both times at his home turf.
Mm.
Very true. Very true. Obviously, he put a comment there about Jerry, but we'll go into that too much.
No, everyone can kind of guess what he said about Jerry.
Yeah, if you're a regular listener, you'll understand. Rumours that the FIA will be looking at some of the regs due to safety around super clipping.
Mm. Yeah, kind of
Interesting.
it was the kind of difference of speed, wasn't it, at the end of the straights, etc. And there was a few near misses that weren't caught on camera, and so yeah,
I would say the biggest near miss was at the start. I don't know if you've seen this.
yeah, where he brushed the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somehow
yeah,
got out of the way. they're quicker. They can accelerate quicker, so surely that's more dangerous, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but it's racing. It's got to be dangerous, hasn't it? Come on.
yeah,
I don't understand.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's an
look back
element of
10
danger.
years. Look back 10 years before that. Jesus Christ. It's like they used to refill in the pits. Fucking hell, like it's, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? The Halo never existed. Like, we've come a long way, but how far do you take it? I don't
yeah.
know.
Safety mad, really. Like you say, it's open wheel racing, even go karting. They say that there's risks. So in Formula One, when you've got 1,000 horsepower cars and you're doing over 200 mile an hour, if there's no risk, then well, you're silly if you don't think there's any risk.
Hmm. Ferrari, scary fast starts. That's what he says. Agrees with us all.
Yep.
Definitely going to be a contender, but they need to sort out the strategy, especially around the VSC and the SCs. I agree. They're not a contender. I really disagree with that. They're second. I really do think the Mercs are further ahead. Come on.
100%. Hundred
Look at
percent.
that quali. Look at quali. It's just, for me, that's enough. Like,
And that's race one.
what? Exactly. And they could have pulled away once they're in the lead and they're comfortable. Why push the car? Why push it? Why unveil more power and more quick? What's the point?
They're certainly
Once you've
still
got that pit stop, what's the point?
they're certainly still hiding something. Definitely.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely. What else does he talk about? He mentions Aston Martin, but we can go over it if you want. The shit basically. We knew that already though. Um, what's the point? He says. Lance Stroll did not complete Q1 within the 107% rule, so it should not have raced. I agree.
Yeah.
We just talked about danger. They are dangerous. It's dangerous for the other teams. It's dangerous for the drivers. It's yeah. Also because he started and finished the race, but was 15 laps down, he did not do 90%. So he's not a classified driver on the current driving standings. There are only 21 drivers listed. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this and I've quite a few opinions. I'm interested to know what yours is, Mark, about this before I give mine.
Uh, just embarrassing. The Honda have, I mean, so Adrian Newey was quite honest when he said that Honda have come back into the sport, and when they have, they've let go of, was it about 60 or 70% of actually the
Yeah,
staff that was in it? So,
that was the rumor at the time.
yeah,
I've
they all
actually come out and said it.
they all went to do solar panels. The people that were working apparently, so there's some shit hot solar panels out there somewhere.
So,
Um, But yeah, then he said like so both drivers were saying that the vibrations of the engine. Alonso was saying he could do 20 laps. Stroll was saying 10 or whatever because the fingers went numb. I mean, talking about
mm,
safety at 200 mile an hour, you've got an engine that vibrates so much. It then broke every battery they had, so they only had one battery per car. Um, Not a good look. Not a
no,
good look for the pinnacle of motorsport. It's almost like Liverpool turning up to a game with no kit, forgot the footballs, didn't put the nets up, and they've marked the pitch as a five-a-side pitch.
yeah.
It's just not what you want
And Yui looks absolutely fucked, doesn't he?
already.
Already.
Already, and it's only race one. What? Yeah, what did you think to it?
It's just embarrassing. They shouldn't be racing, and they need to be given extra. They need to be given some kind of emergency time or something because it's not even a good look for the whole sport, is it? Really?
No.
Um, yeah, there should be some. I mean, it brings into question: should there be some kind of rules or regulations to say emergency to say that like, we're not ready, we're not, and therefore we're not safe, we're not. So therefore, it's almost like a buy.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Regardless of your sponsors forcing you to put a car out. Um, they are in trouble. For as much as they want to try and polish a Ted, they're in trouble. They're miles behind. The Lance Stroll fiasco it's embarrassing. I'm sorry, if you're so many laps behind, you shouldn't be then coming back out to race.
No,
Uh,
no. Oh, we changed the
and I
setting and we
agree,
sent
and I
him back
agree.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with James as well, actually, that if you're so many laps down, you shouldn't even be classified. It shouldn't be a DNF, it should be something else, like yeah, unclassified, basically.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's almost like they're going round as a like a parade, just a parade Aston Martin in the car. And if that's the case, then yeah, that it's a whole new different conversation that you can have. Well, why can't BYD come in, give a shit car, and just pay and just drive around with a big banner on the top of it saying
Mm.
BYD, buy our car?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Like, um, yeah, I don't know. Does it matter how fast your car is as long as you're on the starting grid and you can go around?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
then they could say that they might as well send him on the truck,
Exactly.
the driver's parade one, because, like you said, you can't have a rolling roadblock. It's almost like a safety car out there. It's like, say,
Yeah.
15 laps down is pretty poor, really.
So you
Um,
could. So if you put a car out there, an F1 car with all the regulations, but you do it on the absolute tightest budget, and it's slow as shit, it doesn't matter
no.
because you've got a BYD or any. It doesn't need to be BYD. I'm just using that as an example, but
Mm.
because of the rumors that have come out recently, it could be any car. It could be Volvo. It could be I don't know some fucking Genesis or something like that. Just to parade and thingy the brand.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
No intention of racing. No
No.
intention of competing.
No.
Um. Yeah. What this story continues.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, apparently they're getting some more batteries for China, aren't they? So they're going to fly some out. So that they think that, like, say, they changed some settings on Stroll's car, and he kind of give feedback on if the vibration was better or worse. Then it come in again, and yeah, I mean, if they can't get this right, they had 3 practice sessions to sort it out.
They'll only report so much as well.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it
come
won't be.
on.
Yeah, they won't
They'll
let.
only report the best situation. So if this is the best and damage limitation that they're reporting and you is come out and talking, then it must be really in the garages. It must be absolutely shit.
Mm,
I'm watching Lance Stroll very carefully interviews because I believe him or another engineer might let it slip how shit it actually is.
mm,
Um, and let's look into the future. Is Lance Stroll gonna throw a paddy? Will he just say fuck it, let the reserve driver do it?
yeah,
Will
possibly.
they crash? Will they not even do a race? Will they give in? Literally give in and say, "Look, we can't compete." I don't know. I really and blame it on something else. Blame it on like another issue.
Mm.
Uh,
Do you think it's all on Honda? Do you think it's all on Honda, or do you think that they? Because Adrian said he didn't design the
yeah.
car early as he wanted to. And do you think it's all on the engine side of it, or do you think it's a mixture of the engine side and they've messed up the aerodynamics
Yeah,
and the other bits?
I think that's a very good question. I don't, I don't think it's all on Honda, but I think I don't think it's all on Honda. I think Honda is probably the biggest part of it all,
Yeah.
but it's just a complete lack of communication and a complete lack of working together. And that's why I think Newey went to principal and was it Crack or somebody else went to international relations or something like that, didn't
Yeah.
he? And I think that was the very start and the sniff of this isn't working, this partnership. Honda's in an absolute fucking state. We're trying to do our best to make a car to put an engine in that's not going to work. And we've got to try and put these new regulations in this battery and tie it all together. At this rate, it's not happening, so we need to rechange everything. So, and I think Newey was probably that decision there. Now was Newey is damage limitation. He needs to try and polish this shit show that's going on, that's happening in front of us.
Yeah, definitely.
And was it crack? I keep saying my
Yeah,
crack.
no, yeah, it is. Yeah,
He's literally been sent to the front line to try and pull it all together.
yeah, yeah. To help Adrian, definitely.
And to try and get Honda fucking moving and going. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
You can't tell me. I know there's a new team in Honda, and that's what they're saying. But you can't tell me that Honda have gone back into F1 and they've not put the resources behind it, because it would be embarrassing for them. So you're not telling me. I mean, I've been to Japan. Like, it's the technology there is absolutely amazing. You're not telling me that they can't produce an engine as good as a German in this time that they had. They've all had 2 or 3 years working on this engine. Honda have come back in. There was Red Bull last year under the Red Bull powertrain. You're not telling me they've took some expertise into the Aston Martin project.
I don't know. I find it. I agree with what you're saying. You're talking to somebody that's never worked inside a factory or a showroom or doesn't work with you. Talking to someone that's worked in a hospital. So I don't.
Well, yeah.
I really don't know how these things work unless everyone at Honda just walked out en masse and they've just banned everything on the majority of things, and then there's a whole new group of staff come in and they've kind of gone, oh, yes, Mr. Lawrence, we can do whatever you want us to do. Let's just sign your deal. Yeah, we'll do that. And then it's turned around and it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean? They've got rid of all the old school guys and they've got in this new school, and what they've created isn't, I don't know. They've got rid of all the old staff. They've all retired. You've got a few new apprentices and a couple of newbies. It's not this. It's not the same. It's
No.
not the same. And if the equipment's not there, the expertise is not there. We've said it before. Teams, people make. People are very important. Experience cannot be bought. The copy is never as good as the original.
That is true.
Was a Mark Wilkin quote there. So
That is true.
if you're starting from the ground up, you need the right people in, and you need a lot of money. I don't think Honda's had either, and we're now finding out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point you make, actually. Maybe Honda have come back into the sport. It's a budget engine. That's why Audi have been enticed. That's why Cadillac are in. Maybe Honda have said, you know what, we don't have to throw that much money at it. So it's cheaper to come into the sport now, and expertise costs money.
That's another question. Did Red Bull know that Honda were on the way out?
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
And the Ford deal was on the horizon. Did Honda know that the Ford deal was on the horizon?
Yeah. Did Red Bull nick a lot of the Honda engineers to keep them on into the Ford? Yeah, maybe.
I think there could be a lot of what's it called? Politics in it somehow. Yeah. Did Red Bull purposefully squeeze every last drop out of that Honda team purposefully, so they couldn't then transfer it across to whoever adopted them next time? And I wonder what the deal was between Aston Martin and Honda. What did Honda sell them? What did Aston Martin see in Honda?
Yeah.
And at the very start, was it Honda that said we can't continue? We're going to pull out. I don't know. It's a huge one. Honda haven't got an engine that's good enough. They can't put the power unit to the battery. They can't recharge it. They're miles off it.
Mm.
Are they going to do it by the end of the season? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. Unless they took even if they took 5, 6 races off, I don't know how they're going to do it.
no, no.
But either way, it's going to cost a shit ton of money. That's all
It
I'm
is,
saying.
it is, it is, and it's a cost cap era, so you can't just chuck money at a problem now.
Yeah, true.
Um, what's scary looking at the results of Sunday's race is that I didn't realise George Russell lapped everyone apart from Max Verstappen. So basically, the top six was the only ones on the current lap. And I mean, Max and Lando were 51 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. So that tells me that regardless of McLaren's, unlucky stuff, Norris ain't got the pace. Max is off the pace.
It's the
It's,
car, isn't it?
yeah,
It's 100% the car.
it's
100%.
Mercedes with a gap, then Ferrari, gap, everybody else.
Kimi Antonelli was a good rookie last year. He was no one can deny that. No one can. He came second today. He came second at Australia. He smashed quali. He
Mm,
smashed out the park in quali. Come on. It's the car. It's 100% the
yeah,
car.
it is.
100%. George Russell is a very good driver.
He's
He's
not.
not that good.
No.
He's performing at a max, I would say, dare I say, a Max Verstappen dominant level. It's the car. It has to be the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
They, I honestly think unless they have a mistake, they're going to dominate every single race. Easy.
Yeah. I think they're that far in front.
Yeah.
Definitely. At the minute, that's what it looks like.
And as soon as it gets close, me and you both agree they can just turn it up. They've got
Yeah.
power still. They've got performance still in the bag. So
Oh, 100%. 100%. Any more from the race?
not for me. No. Not for me. Not for me.
No.
I'll
Um,
look at some photos just while you move on, just see if I've got any saved anything here. I don't think I
yeah.
have. We talked about that Collar Pinto crash into Liam Lawson nearly.
Yeah.
Uh, no, the only other thing I've got is Miami Dolphins released Tua Tagovailoa in an NFL record 99 million blow. That's all. That's the
Nice.
only thing on the print screen. So yeah, sweet.
Nice. And you'd supporting the Dolphins losing that 100 million by wearing your hat. Well done.
Absolutely, and I've got quite a few merch from my parents who went to Vegas, so
Oh, nice. And didn't enjoy the game, but enjoyed everything else.
they hated the game. They
Yeah.
said it was embarrassing, along with thousands of other Rovers fans that probably spent their whole savings to get there.
Yeah. The quicker we move on from that. So Russell was first, Antonelli second, Leclerc third, Hamilton fourth, who was catching Leclerc but couldn't make a podium. Norris fifth, Max sixth, Behrman seventh, Lindblad eighth, Bortoletto ninth, Gasly 10th. Quickly going on to the predictions, I'll play James. So uh, it's not going to be very long. Basically, we all had Russell to win, so there's your 3 points. None of us got second or third at all. I had Leclerc Hamilton. You had Leclerc Max. James had Norris Max. So we all are joint on 3. What a great start. At least we got points to start the season, to be fair.
Yeah,
So I've got James's predictions. So I'm going to book the trend of the norm, and I'm going to go you first before you hit mine and James's, even though you've seen James's.
I've seen James's, and I'm gonna go against him. I will still go Russell to win. I'm gonna go Kimi Antonelli second. Third is very much up for debate. It probably could be a Ferrari, most probably. I think it could be Max Verstappen. I'm going to go Max Verstappen because I think there's a fuck up there with the Ferraris.
Interesting. Interesting. So James has gone Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc.
Mm.
I have gone I'm kind of starting to regret this, but I can't see him winning back-to-back races. I'm going Antonelli for the win. I'm
Wow.
going Russell second, and I'm going Hamilton third.
Wow.
No Max again. That might change. We didn't get Beth's last time, did we? Has she got any?
We didn't. I've messaged her literally 10 seconds ago. So
Right.
she might answer back, she might not, but she has about 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, it's China this week. What is interesting is obviously everything that's going on in the Middle East. It sounds like I don't think Bahrain's going to go ahead. I don't think Saudi's going to go ahead. Apparently, Kimi Antonelli's already let slip that it's cancelled. I think,
there
yeah,
was rumors they were going to move it potentially, or we go somewhere else, but it sounds like I heard that as well.
yeah. We've got a lot. Let's be honest, we've got a lot of races on the calendar.
Yeah, so they're gonna just they're just gonna say nah, shelf it.
Yeah, which I, I kind of get, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's China this weekend, sprint weekend again. Well, first sprint weekend of the season. Let's see how
That
these.
will be interesting,
Mm,
the new regs.
let's see how they perform in a sprint weekend
And
on
that
a
straight is
proper
very
track.
long.
It is. Are they going to run out of power and start super clipping, as James says,
Mhm.
halfway down the straight, which could be pretty embarrassing for Formula One?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I really don't know. I really don't
No.
know.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Didn't even say it at the beginning. Thank you to Andy. Thanks to Cookie Cast, as
Of course,
always.
as
Um,
always.
as me and Tony both said, you know, thoughts are with James and Charlie and John.
Yes.
You've been through it yourself. You know how it feels.
It's absolutely horrific. Um, yeah, we'll see. He might make it for the next one. He might not. He's got a lot on his plate at the minute, that guy. So
His
yeah,
household's
I'm
about to get a bit
hoping.
busier.
Yeah, so this couldn't have come at a. I could say that, but it's a shit whenever it comes. Actually,
Yeah,
so I don't know. I just hope we see him on here in the very near future.
definitely, definitely. Well, on that note, thank you for joining me. Thanks to everyone for listening or watching. If you've watched us two idiots try and talk Formula One, um, like I say, good luck. Well, thoughts and everything with James, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week for the next installment, and will will this F1 season take another turn? Is it going to get more juicy? What the fuck is gonna? Who's gonna crash this time? Whose battery's gonna run out? Whose battery's gonna explode?
How many laps can Aston Martin do?
How many laps will Aston Martin be behind by the end of the race?
Oh, that could be a good wager. Um, interested. I mean, they might have got the
Interesting.
shit together, but
Double double DNF.
double DNF, you heard it
Double
here
DNF.
first. Right, take it easy. See you
You too,
later.
man.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye bye.
So there you go. What do you think's that? Another one done. Another one gone. How you think the season's panning out? How do you think it's going to go? What do you think? Who's gonna win? Could you predict it at this point in time? Could you say I know who's winning? If you know who's going to win this season, 100% absolutely adamant. You know. Here's what you do. First of all, like the podcast. Second, share the podcast around. Third, subscribe if you haven't already. And then jump over to the website, thecookiecast.com. Click that email button or drop us something on the social medias and say, hey, this is my prediction for the season. Get it in early. And then if you're right, we'll send you a prize. Formula One related prize. Well, yeah, it's free. Come on, it's free. Anyway, that's it from me. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
this has been another episode of CookieCast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share and subscribe.